shake. And if you don't know, now you know.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Stephy Marie. Thank you and welcome back to my channel. I am coming to you guys with something a little bit different today. I will be letting y'all in on my 2-week journey now that I have been on Isotretinoin, also known as Accutane. So a little bit of backstory. I joined the Navy about 12 years ago, came in as a diesel mechanic, or for my sailors, an engineman. I did that for about 7-8 years before I did a recruiting tour, and then ultimately went over to the officer side and commissioned as a healthcare administrator. But during this whole 12 years, I have been suffering from acne, like really, really bad acne. Y'all see my cat trying to be in the video? But anyway, when I first became an engineman, I just assumed that it was probably because of the field that I was in, like working in hot spaces, high humidity, working with dirt, debris, chemicals, and things like that. I just assumed that because of that work environment, that's why my face was breaking out the way that it was. Once I left that field and did, a recruiting tour, I was like, hey, wait a second. My face is still looking like I'm, back, turning wrenches. So went ahead, met with my primary care provider back then. And, she tried to prescribe me some topicals, some facial washes, and a variety of different things that just didn't work. I did, switch my diet to now being a vegan, which I still am a vegan and love it. Fish are friends, not food. And that just didn't help either. And then once I switched over to the healthcare setting, I was like, you know what? Since I work in a healthcare setting, let me see if I could just talk to my provider and finally be able to get to the nitty-gritty of just being comfortable in my skin and not looking like I'm a pepperoni pizza. So spoke to my primary care provider, let her know my background and the things that I had did, skincare wise. And she immediately wrote me a referral to go see a dermatologist out in town, because the military installation that I am at, we don't have a dermatologist at the hospital here. So had to go out in town to see a civilian. I had my appointment back in December of 2022, and immediately the dermatologist wanted to start me on all these topicals and wanted to do all these antibiotics. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not what I want. I want Accutane. And I didn't know if I would be a good candidate for it. And she informed me that a lot of her patients that do take Accutane, they have a lot more severe acne than I do. So, I gave her the background. I even told her that, my mother suffered from acne as well as my father. His skin is very bad. So I do think at this point it's genetics. I pray for my daughter. But after giving her a deeper scope of what I had been dealing with and just the background of it, she went ahead and started my journey to go ahead and get me on a treatment plan for Isotretinoin for 6 months. So went and got some labs done, went and got a pregnancy test done there at the dermatology's office, and also had to adapt 2 forms of birth control because I am in a same-sex marriage. My birth control is abstinence, meaning that there just won't be any vaginal to penile intercourse. So went ahead and established that, and then she registered me into the iPledge program so that I can go ahead and conduct the additional requirements to be on Accutane. Once that was complete, I had to wait 30 days before actually getting the pills. Did have to go to a second appointment, did have to do additional blood work, did have to do another pregnancy test, and then by January 3rd, I had pills in hand. So let's talk about what I've been experiencing these past 2 weeks since I have been on Accutane. So by day 1, day 2, didn't experience anything. But by day 3, I had major migraines, like horrible migraines. Migraines to the point like I would wake up and then it would just be right there. And that lasted for about 3 to 4 days until I copped these. But we're going to get into that in a second. Had the migraines day 3. Day 4, my skin started purging. And what I mean by that, like I had these massive whiteheads just like all right here. Had a breakout spot all up here. You can probably see one coming in. And then you see one, she talking to y'all too. Yep, she in the video too. So I have that one right there. And what I have found to be helpful is at night, I have started rolling them out with my rose quartz roller to just kind of like settle that area and kind of like rebuild that skin in that area so that it just doesn't leave any of these scars from when it does heal. So that was day 4. And then day 5, I started experiencing the light sensitivity. I was driving to work and the sun was just hitting my eyes and I was just like, whoa, that's different. Like usually I wear sunglasses here and there, but the sun was just hitting me different that day. Also when I got to work, just being in the halls, the fluorescent lighting, being in front of the computer, the blue light, it was just all affecting me. So I went ahead on Amazon and I copped these. They're considered migraine glasses. They also block out UV light and any kind of sunlight and anything like that. So super helpful to have. I have noticed that with these glasses, my migraines have reduced and they're just non-existent at this point. I'm sitting here making this video for you all and my vanity lights are not interfering with, you know, me making this video at all. So yeah. By day 8, I got super emotional. I don't know if it was because I sat in a meeting at work for 3 hours that just threw my whole day off, but I was just so emotional that day. Now I have asked my wife to go ahead and just document every time I am like super emotional, which before Isotretinoin was probably every day. But I don't get emotional at work, so that's why it was kind of weird for me. So I don't know if it was because of just my workload that day or just being on the pills, but it is a side effect. Mood swings are a side effect. Depression is a side effect of taking Isotretinoin. So it was just something that I just wanted to keep in my records just in case. And then by day 9, 10, your girl got so dry. Like when I say my skin was dry, like parched. When I washed my face that morning, I could feel like my face felt like a dull piece of sandpaper. Like you could just feel like the grit just there. I don't know. My lips were super dry. I have them moisturized right now, but they were so dry. Weren't like cracking dry, but like I could feel it. Like it just dry. My cuticles got really dry. I ended up having to invest in a cuticle oil to wear, you know, in the morning and at night. My feet got super dry and cracked. And then my booty hole got dry and cracked. And that was the one place I didn't even think would be affected. But it got affected. So I did look it up on Google. It is a thing. Google said it's a thing. So I went in with, you know, a strip of Aquaphor up the little canal, you know, up the butt crack, just to help with that situation at night so that in the morning and throughout the day, I'm okay. So that is what your girl has been dealing with for the past 2 weeks. I still have another, 5 months and 2 weeks to go. But I will continue to keep you all in the loop of, what I've been experiencing and just hope that I can provide you all with any tips or, you know, just any insight on what it's like to be on Accutane. If you all have any tips for me or any comments, just leave them down below. And again, thank you for stopping by and watching this video. And you all continue to keep your peace and stay blessed. And bye.
And if you don't know, now you know, you know, you know.